Wow, another solid high five.
I know, we're getting way better at
Yep.
it. Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome back to House Parties. We're so excited y'all are here today. Want to get right into it? Announcements?
Yeah.
Announcements.
We've got a missions trip coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And only some people are going.
Yeah, we have 15 spots left. So for those of you who have been keeping track since the beginning, that is half of the spots are gone.
Yeah.
They are taken up.
Yeah.
And pretty soon we are going to open it up to the incoming 7th graders. And so some of those spots might be taken by them eagerly. So if you're on the fence about coming with us on our mission trip to Alamosa, then it might be time to start talking to your parents about it.
Yeah, or asking us to talk to your parents.
Or asking us to talk to your parents about it. So really quick, rapid fire facts. It's $300. Each sibling that signs up besides you gets half, so only one pays full price. It's June 18th through the 23rd, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
It's $50 deposit at first. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the last one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we hope to see more of you guys there on the mission trip because last year people said it was incredible.
Yep.
Okay. I think next announcement is baptisms. So for those of you guys who call Christ Community Church your home and you're here on Sundays and stuff like that, there is a baptism opportunity. We're having a baptism Sunday, which during the worship service, we do baptisms. It's incredible. It's powerful. I'm even doing some of the baptisms on this. I've been recruited to do that. And it's a really incredible experience, and if you're looking to publicly display the faith you've put in Christ Jesus, this is an awesome opportunity. So tell one of your leaders, hey, I'm interested in baptisms. They can tell one of us, and we can get in contact with you and get signed up before April 25th. That's the deadline.
And even if you don't go to Christ Community Church, this is totally open to you.
Absolutely.
It's just a little bit more to talk about, so definitely let us know.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't even know that we're part of a church. Maybe your friends just invited you because we don't talk about it that often. No. But I don't know, we're part of Christ Community Church. This is their youth ministry, but
So the leaders that are in the room with you right now are some of the coolest people I know, some of the coolest people ever. And so if you're curious, go talk to them, and they will be the coolest people ever for you and answer any questions that you have.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the last announcement that I have is that CC Kids is putting on a summer camp of sorts, and they need your help. Some of you guys have already offered to help this summer. It's going to be 4 weeks, and it's going to be Wednesday mornings, and you are going to be a leader for some of these groups of kids. You're going to get to hang out with them. You're going to get to share some of the things that the CC Kids ministry is going to give you to help share with them, and you're going to get to hang out with me, and we're going to have a really good time doing it. And so if you're interested in that, tell your leaders. Let them know, and they'll contact me. We really need your help. And just so you know, these kids think you guys are like the coolest.
Seriously.
Because we also agree. We think you're the coolest. But they especially think you're the coolest. They're like, wow, this high schooler, this middle schooler is talking to me.
Yeah.
And they listen to what you guys say.
Yeah.
And so if you want a chance to lead them and lead them well, let your leaders know, or if I'm there in a room with you, talk to me directly and we can get that worked out. I think that's it for announcements. Do we have a game? We do. What is it today, Stephen? I'm a little scared, but I'm excited.
No punishments today.
This game begins with a trivia statement about a specific topic that has one intentional error inside. Players must buzz in when they notice the error and correct it with a statement that begins with the phrase, actually. The correction must be factually accurate and specific to the error in the statement. The player with the most points at the end of the game is declared the winner, and will get to frame a picture of their choice and place it on the loser's desk. Lord of the Rings is a high fantasy novel written by J.R.R. Tolkien. The book was published in 1954 and has since become one of the most beloved works of fantasy literature. The story follows a hobbit named Frodo Baggins, who embarks on a perilous quest to destroy the One Ring, an object of great power that was created in the First Age by the evil Lord Sauron.
Actually, it was in the Second Age.
That is correct.
Whoa! Nerd! No, I knew that too. You just beat me to it.
Yeah.
I really like Lord of the Rings.
Monopoly is a classic board game that was first introduced in 1935 by the Parker brothers. The game's objective is to become the wealthiest player by buying, renting, and trading properties while avoiding bankruptcy. However, did you know that the original version of the game, called the Landlord's Game, was created in 1903 by Elizabeth Magie to teach players about passive income? Also, the longest game of Monopoly ever played lasted for 70 straight days.
Actually, everything about 1903 and Elizabeth Magie is a lie.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Slightly.
Actually, 1903 isn't the correct year.
1903 is the correct.
Okay. Actually, it's not called the Landlord's Game?
It is called the Landlord's.
Okay.
Actually, it was created by Elizabeth Magie to teach players about debt.
Closer. I'll give it to you unless Landry can.
Actually, it was created by Elizabeth Magie to teach players about how to avoid bankruptcy?
No.
Okay.
I'll give Stetson the second point. It was created to teach them about the problems of monopolies.
Oh. See, that would make sense.
I don't think I deserve a point.
But dude, you see, that's
highlighted the reason.
that's why they called it Monopoly.
Okay. So I had the... Okay. All right. What? Yeah.
San Antonio, Texas is a vibrant city in the southern United States known for its rich history and culture. The Alamo, a famous historical site, is located in San Antonio and is a popular tourist destination. Additionally, the River Walk is a network of walkways along the San Antonio River that is lined with shops and restaurants. San Antonio is also home to the America Tower, a 750-foot tall tower that was built for the 1968 World's Fair.
Actually, it's called the Tower of Americas.
That is correct.
Wow.
Well done. I wonder how you do that.
I lived there.
But we learned last time that you can't do a Texan accent.
Oh,
so
that's true.
This is
Actually, I
debatable.
can. It just comes out Australian first.
This is debatable.
The Colorado Avalanche is a professional ice hockey team based in Denver, Colorado. They were founded in 1972 as the Ontario Bulldogs and moved to Denver in 1995. The Avalanche have won 3 Stanley Cup championships in 1996, 2001, and 2022, and have had several notable players, including Joe Sakic and Peter Forsberg.
Actually, it's pronounced Sakic.
Sorry. Sorry. That
So,
was my error.
it's very clear that the last one was for me and that this one's for Stetson. Because I know jack diddly squat about hockey. Actually, they've only won 2 Stanley Cups.
No, they won 3.
Okay.
Actually, Bulldogs was not the name of them previously.
Can you tell me what it is?
Well, right now, no. It's not the Maple Leafs, is it? No, because that's the current team. I can't. Maybe. Sasquatch?
You have to say actually.
Actually, their former team name was the Bigfoots.
No, it's not. I'll give Landry one try to get it, and then I'll give it to you if he doesn't.
Actually, some other kind of dog, like the Huskies.
I'll give it to Stetson. The team was actually based out of Quebec, and it was a French word for the Northerners.
Oh, you're not gonna try to pronounce it?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Fair.
Landry won.
Yay! Wow.
I won one.
Wow.
So I get to decide a picture to put on his desk.
You do.
That's amazing. I can't
Nice.
All right.
All right.
wait. Better be good.
You guys can maybe help me think of one. We're going to talk more about our series, To Be Seen, To Be Known, To Be Loved.
Yeah.
And so we talked a little bit a couple weeks ago about being seen, which is understanding that people around you aren't just constructs that walk by you.
Yep.
They're human.
Yeah.
Then we talked a little bit about what it means to be known. That is, people who walk by you aren't just constructs, but they're human, and they're also potentially a friend, someone you could get to know really well.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be loved today. I'm going to first, let me get my notes real quick. I'm going to tell you what it means to not be loved, what love isn't, rather. And that is two things I've narrowed it down to. And Stetson, feel free to add anything else if you want to. One, liking something a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's love.
Right.
I'm not going to get on you like maybe some other youth pastors or people have and say, don't say you love pizza or something. That's just a big one.
Do you want to marry it?
Yeah, do you want to marry pizza?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can love pizza if you want. But as long as you understand that liking something a lot isn't love. Two, something that you feel very strongly about, but then that's it. And some of you may be going, huh? I'll explain what that is in a minute. Stetson, thoughts?
No, I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll just jump right into what I think love is, and maybe it'll start to clear some stuff up. We can get into it if we need to. So here is the explanation of what I believe love is. Love is not just a feeling. You see how that... It is actively caring for someone. And so it's not just going, wow, this is a powerful feeling. I like them so much. And it's not just that. It's actively choosing to engage in relationship with them. Thoughts?
Yeah. No, I think it shows that you truly love a person once you've actively followed up with the feeling. And you can't have one without the other and call it with a full sense of certainty. This is love. If you haven't changed anything about how you're acting towards the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the idea of love, going off what Stetson said, it's not just power in your chest and stuff, but to act on it. You boots on the ground, getting your hands dirty figuratively, actively loving somebody. Yeah? And so why should you care about actively loving somebody, or just loving somebody, right? In my opinion, here's just what I think. Because loving and being loved is like one of the greatest feelings and experiences to exist. Like there's been people in my life who, despite how I've messed up before, despite sometimes saying really stupid stuff, which I know you understand because I've said some stupid stuff. I know some of you might have said something before. It's like, oh man, why did I say that? Just messing up in these kind of ways, and someone going, okay, yeah, but you're still awesome, and I still choose to be around you. And that's incredible, right? And so I think that's my first reason. Second reason, God loved us first, which take what I just said about people giving that to me, and God chose to love all of humanity first. And like we said, God didn't just sit up in heaven and feel that. He actually did that. He actually came down and died on the cross so that we could have the Holy Spirit today and be in relationship with God. Yeah?
Yeah.
Which is more than just a feeling. It's an act of love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I would say it's like an overflow of love. It's not so much, and I know this is not what you're saying. It's not like, well, Jesus loved you so much, you're a terrible person if you don't do the same for others.
Yeah.
But it's like so much love is poured into us. It's like a cup where water gets poured into it and it flows over the rim, and now love is spilling out over it. If we truly open ourselves up to the love of Jesus, you could argue it's difficult to contain that and not let it spill over into the people around you.
Right. Loving others the way that God has loved you, which is an incredible feeling, to give somebody a safe space, to give somebody comfort when they need it, to give somebody understanding when they feel like no one else understands them. It's not like you're loved in this just terrible, awful place. Sometimes it feels like that, but no, God sees value in your space, not you're dirty and therefore I'm going to love you anyway. Like, yeah. Yeah. And so I have a verse that I really love that really exemplifies.
Do you love it?
I love it.
Do you want to marry it, Landry?
Like pizza?
Like you want to marry pizza?
Hold on. Gotta get back to it. Like you want to marry Okay, here's the verse. It's from 1 John chapter 4, verses 9 through 11. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son, that's Jesus, into the world that we might live through him. Talking about how now we live in love, and if we believe in Jesus, in eternity as well. This is love, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son Jesus as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one another.
Yep.
And so just the amazing power that comes from love. So here's what I am going to charge you guys with. Here's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Is as you go throughout your week, as you go to school, to your sports practice, your band practice, your gaming club, wherever you're going to go around other people, is be that kind of person that, like, if you believe Jesus is who he says he is, and he poured so much love, using Stetson's, poured so much love into you that it's overflowing, then go and love others. And not just because it's the right thing to do, that's one thing, but because it literally changes lives and it makes you a trustworthy, safe person that people will come to and seek in times of need. And I know a lot of you guys want to be that kind of person. So let God's love that's poured into you pour out over everywhere else. Thoughts, Stetson?
Yeah, I think you could seriously argue that Jesus made the case that if someone is following him, wanting to learn from what he taught us, and is not growing in love, they're missing the main point. If we are not growing, if our goal is to follow Jesus and we're not growing in the way that we're loving other people, we're missing something.
We're missing the good part.
The most key, crucial, the hallmark of followers of Jesus is the way that they love other people. It's not all the Bible stuff that they know. It's not having verses memorized. It's the way that they love other people. That's the thing that distinguishes people who follow Jesus from people who don't follow Jesus. Not saying people who don't follow Jesus aren't loving. They're incredibly loving.
I know.
But there's this intense, unnatural amount of love that can only come from a love that was poured in and is overflowing.
Right.
And if we are not even practicing that in our house parties,
right,
how are we going to go out and do it with other people?
It'd be hard.
Yeah, and the tricky thing, so I backing up what you charged us with, I want to do something similar. If our goal is to love each other in these house parties more, we have to give each other the chance to do that, which means if you need the people in your group to care for you, you got to let them know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're not going to know. If you just go every day with a smile on your face, hiding everything going on, the hard stuff inside of you, you're not even giving people the chance to love you, which makes such a difference in you. And like, man, if our groups were committed to, like, if we had one goal, it's like, we're just going to try to understand who Jesus is by loving each other as best as we possibly can. I guarantee you by the end of the year, some incredible things would be happening in your group. You would understand who Jesus is in a far deeper way, and it would just change everything. So I would say it's like, give each other in your group the chance to love you by sharing how you need to be prayed for, or just talking about what's going on in your life so people can comfort you and encourage you. Or if you want someone to go to your play or your sports event because your family doesn't show up to these things, let them know. And if it's scary to let other students know, at least talk to your leaders. I guarantee you, your leaders are dying for the chance to care for you to love you.
That's right. I think that's it for now, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to leave it to your leaders. They have some awesome questions for you that they would love to talk to you guys about. We will see you next week. Donate any grapes.